Where I'm from, if we didn't keep moving, we'd freeze to death. Literally. You know, there are better ways to seek out our enemies than, well, standing here.
Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing scholars went?
You mean the village keepers? Oh, when I was eating dinner... Anything else?
The scholars that have gone missing. Have you seen them?
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes.
Don't change this.
Right. You were asking about the the mad scholars. But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them.
Do you also think Grandpa and the...
Grandpa? Oh. It still feels pretty... Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others. I'm pretty sure that if I ever went mad, I wouldn't be able to do anything like that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No time to lose.
Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently? You know, the one who likes to sit and space out near the village entrance.
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, your grandpa, huh? It's been a while. The last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as usual. I went and asked him if he'd like any of the food I had prepared, despite my wife's protests. Like many people, she's really quite terrified of them. And speaking of my wife, she's still always complaining about how I don't make enough mora. That might explain why she's always mad at me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking care of him.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
I've known you since...
Wow. Okay.
Huh? Don't say anything for... Let's head over there.
There's still a long road ahead.
Listen,
Have you heard? The mighty...
Yes, of course I have. The Scarlet King is the one and only still.
Haven't you noted? Delavar was saying that many people... Isn't it a sign?
Huh.
Exactly.
now. Repeat everything you've just said from the very beginning.
Huh?
Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Yeah! Bro, this guy's something else. Just look at his eyes.
Let's not get on his bad side, okay?
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about the scar...
Well, I only...
Hey,
It's true. It's all true, sir. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? Delavar also...
Is that...
seems like he still wants to know more.
Please, don't be...
The people here really like the Scarlet King, but dislike...
Where is this...
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably hasn't...
No, not at all. We wouldn't dare lie to you. He's really not...
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
No, of course not. All we know are their names.
I have many ways to stop you from talking. And many... So you'd best just stay home and hope I don't hear of you trying to contact anybody. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this. Try something foolish, and even Candace won't be able to protect you.
Yes, got it. We'll do just as you say.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrifying. He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to hearing that. Oh, Paimon bets lots of people have told him that.
I heard.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more places. Very well.
Isak!
I'm...
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take... Grandpa? Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa. where Grandpa used...
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Please don't say it's the same one as... But are you okay?
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tainari saved the day.
So, you know...
Huh? You know him?
Yes. Now that I concentrate...
Wait.
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest. From a scholar.
Oh,
What are you looking for?
Here it is. Take a look right here. Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand, there are footprints here. From the size and shape, the scent is quite faint.
but who would come...
We'd have to ask whoever...
Huh? So you can... Hey!
Exactly. Even deep within the...
No,
So, someone's taking it. Are the rumors really true? Could the
It's highly...
please. You have to save my grandpa. Grandpa's never done anything wrong.
Sounds like we'd...
Let's head to our...
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better. That'd be my choice, too.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot...
Ah, welcome back.
Oh, dear!
You bet. So,
Reasonably.
We haven't seen him in...
Huh.
Did you find out I see.
The resurrection of the Scarlet King? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it. Not to mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see anybody in the desert with the patience to make or sell something that requires that kind of effort. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
So what should we do then? Do we go back to the academia and search for leads there?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, you've got me on your team, so you get an extra tip. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern, so I know a thing or two about these radicals he mentioned.
If Paimon remembers correctly, the leader of the...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Enger, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari, the duck-tailed bearded crook. The whole lot of them are known around these parts. These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King. Way they see it, the Scarlet King's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the Academia. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life.
Tia! You're amazing!
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here. Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word about you has already gotten out. The desert is compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that also makes it a whole lot easier for me to gain the locals' trust. I need to go around and... Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best to figure out where the Mad Scholars have been taken. Sino, you'll have to stay in the...
All right, sounds like a plan.
Propagate! Illusion shattered! But a momentary distraction.
Yep.
Well, here we are again.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can a wall this tall even exist? It's almost unreal.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall Sumeru were cheap. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The academia believes we're underserving. Geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey.
No, besides...
Yep, we got it!
Shh! Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so our mission started the moment we arrived. Let's go check out the Just our luck. None of them are here to...
You mean, you...
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink too? Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello.
Anyway, as far as...
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the other side of the wall. So...
Yeah. Have you seen Engur, Delavar, or Jabari?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all here drinking together just a few days ago.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making ends meet these days, so you came here to help him out?
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have muscle. They'd be a good fit for us.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take you to him.
Are we there yet?
Yep.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on, a wild stab in the dark. You're like lambs to the slaughter.
Oh no! It's an ambush!
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the academia to look for the
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind was a mistake!
And you...
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds than you think. But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the academia.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Enger, you're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of the Scarlet King despise the most.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless rumors.
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora. Pathetic. You're all like a pack of street rats.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my friend.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Following order.
There is no escape!
Spring forth!
Let's light it up! Teamwork is...
No tap. Yeah! Shouldn't let your guard down.
Impossible!
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what you thought, right?
Ugh. You lied in the village because you figured that...
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Pathetic. Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating.
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you let them report...
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient.
Oh, you mean...
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Enger and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Enger, the wide-eyed butcher, and Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, are the nicknames they came up with for themselves. Alcohol has a way...
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down. That's what you wanted...
Wait!
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making some wild guesses based on my impressions.
Wow!
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook.
So, that thing about how mercenaries only care about Mora, and that anyone's a friend as long as there's a profit.
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion and gratitude. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people, unless they were truly compassionate. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in the Scarlet King, but I see through it.
Dia?
Anyway, looks like we're done. This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch. Until then, please stand by.
Candace, do you need...
Candace will be okay on her. She's been guarding Aru Village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified...
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the...
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots, let's just hope they live to see another...
Hey, Dia!
Right on time.
Paimon's been one...
We've known each other
Oh, Paimon...
Yep. Us mercs on...
Well, Paimon...
Really?
Oh,
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
to help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogations.
Oh, you mean...
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
Candace, where... Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Huh. What gave it...
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry.
Yes. Please, don't beat us anymore.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family. You come here...
Mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may both be desert dwellers, but there is one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of the Scarlet King will only result in war. And war serves no one. The people of Aruville. A war would only...
I'll tell you everything I know, please, just...
I'm listening.
They're called Village Keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, it was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread word about the Scarlet King's resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection process.
That's one.
Huh?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then...
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't... He got us to... You gotta believe me.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would... that guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu.
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be some time ago. It strikes...
Which means it's... They were...
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the Village Keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means they found another way to exploit the scholars. Regardless, our top priority now is locating the Village Keepers.
You're right. Isak is still waiting for news on his grandpa.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Yes. Pack up and get ready to leave.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals.
All right.
Let's meet back here once everyone's ready. Let's get some food in us and where did you?
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what.
You were gone for ages, and now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? Hey, what's with this?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. It makes it so hard.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time, so clearly I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru village and keep searching for the truth of this matter.
Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with
Alhaitham. You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru village. Bold of—
Yeah, you—
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do.
Really? Paimon—
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my where. Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all—
Huh? Right here?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where she's coming.
What is that?
How do you think the residents of Aru village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the village—
You mean—
Hiding the truth does not necessarily— Remember what Candace— By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concern— Glad you're following. Among those you— The reason—
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and
Right.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last—
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Then why would she lie?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so wary about all this, maybe you should ask her.
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay out of this.
We're on it!
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same as you?
Huh? What do you mean? We need to clarify our stance or something?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask something. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get...
Yeah, we came here, but even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we've always fought for what we believed in. We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru. Some believe...
Speaking of which...
Yeah, slowly, I just stopped talking to... and then it happened.
You can tell them. I'm sure he'll keep your secret.
All right, I'll tell you what I told Alhaitham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, I hear strange crying sounds in the night.
There are ghosts?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely the sound of crying. It comes from far away in the distance, and always carries very raw emotion. It used to be louder and more frequent, but ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often, and when it does, it's much quieter. I have to focus really hard to make it out.
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But, because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the village.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
time to lose.
Adventure time.
No time to...
Adventure time.
Scatter! All right, now we're talking.
Illusion shadow. Now that's what I call treasure. Good things come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say anyway.
Oh, is this the place? It's in terrible shape. Monsters, watch out!
Climb down.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. Germinate!
Torn to oblivion. There is no escape.
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected. He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and take a look. Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book? What are you reading?
Okay, sure.
Huh?
So...
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya! How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey! And anyway, so Paimon's... Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's no way we can get down.
Something is off about the interior here. As I thought.
Wow. It's like they... Oh, it looks like they're...
Yep. Shouldn't let your guard down.
Illusion shattered! Let's light it up!
I'll be back.
Scatter! Propagate!
Shine down! Now you shall perish! There is no escape! Let's light it up!
Tidal wave!
Everybody stand!
Spring forth!
Shine down!
Propagate! Scatter! No time to lose.
Look! Good idea. Let's...
Wait. You're...
He can't... Also...
Didn't expect to see...
You know...
He's Razak, a senior of mine at...
He's a scout.
No. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life. Leaving that question aside, looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was
Loaded with...
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry. The symptom...
Huh?
Allow me to Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh!
Correct. The It isn't difficult to deduce the rat. First, these rumors were all the persuasion, as well as being life for the dead. Many would, even if complications are the notion of an...
Oh, that but...
Throughout this first, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were in exile. If you can't...
Resource...
One possible...
Extract?
With the technology, perhaps the...
So, the human brain...
I'm the academia. Anyway, judging by Razak's... Or perhaps, his cure... The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. However, the academia... I've spent quite...
You mean...
All scholars extracting it...
Sounds like you're really...
Of course. Whether it be academics, this matter...
Wait!
Not to be callous, but there is no shortage of
Probably not.
You can say the divine knowledge caps...
Hyman's been one...
Though I must say, uniqueness is also an...
Wow! That's
I'm just a more... He won't last long if we leave him here. We'll work out our...
No time to lose.
We're back!
You must be tired.
What's the situation?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless, he's one of the people we're trying to find.
So, at one point in time,
Yep, pretty much!
their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru village. Yet,
We may have a one of us could be secretly...
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you...
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
choose your next words very carefully.
It is simply a logical inference.
So what you're saying is... Interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Al-Haytham, since you were always at...
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Maham? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available, including the less than savory details. Simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect them to take precautions against you? If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The Academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you. Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha Day. On this day, the Academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I remember seeing that—
You're saying that but what's the point in doing that?
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow, your destination. It knew all of this.
It predicted my every—
The Academia has been watching you longer than you think.
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strongly. Tenacity of will instead— Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much—
They escaped.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements.
Whoa, you—
There is always—
Oh, so if the Academia... Yep, that's right.
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys!
Please, wait! I want to go... I want to find...
Everyone, I leave them in your hands.
Yay! Paimon feel...
Yep.
Stay safe. Don't get hurt.
So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the death.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay.
These are likely fragments of an Academia. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way because there are device fragments. Let's split up and...
Is this what we're searching for? It looks kind of scary.
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
How did it end up buried in the sand? They must have been attacked.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're...
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be...
Razak didn't
We should be able to
One more thing. I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is.
Yeah. No time to lose. No time to lose.
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
I knew it. That's our deal.
Dia? Why would you? Dia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa?
Well, look who's here.
This complicated...
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself. I have the means and methods, and my ideals are far more admirable than theirs.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that...
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting the Scarlet King.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in a ruler?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort, my soul will always carry this conviction.
It's not too late yet. The village keep... Mad scholars aren't gonna bring the Scarlet King back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up...
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine here. All you see now is cracks in this desiccated land. But fate has finally dealt me a hand to play against the academia. With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the academia's forces and fight our way beyond the wall of Samiel.
Ridiculous. Think about it. The academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your powers are negligible in comparison. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the academia, but neither of them are as arrogant.
They look more like pawns of the academia to me. Filthy traitor.
It's impossible to communicate. Perhaps we...
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips. But I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe, and will be a much greater asset to you.
Wait, you can't be...
So...
Precisely. Any wise person would gladly accept my offer.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you and...
Well, that would be However, I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces against the academia.
You are the scribe. What do you have against the academia?
Not all desert dwellers believe in the Scarlet King.
You academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of that wall. I've made myself clear enough. I won't listen to another word from the Dendro Archon's people.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Rahman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't...
We've known each other for years.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honest... Come on, Rahman, don't...
But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs. And mercs don't tend to live long unless they have their wits about them.
You're not wrong.
Let's do it right here, then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Rama...
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Dia! Run!
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the...
Phew. I was really counting on...
Dia! That...
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double...
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more where they came. Even if we got...
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed...
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find...
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful in research.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that...
Fine.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. Propagate!
Illusion shot! Let's light it up! Teamwork is strength! Shine down! Torn to oblivion! Let's light it up!
Scatter! Germinate!
Illusion shattered! Everybody stand! Inazuma shines eternal! Let's light it up!
Couldn't let your guard down.
Shine down!
Propagate! No time to lose. Like a lamb to the slaughter. You're mine.
Off we go!
Scatter!
Illusion shattered!
I'll be back.
Even better than I imagined.
No time to lose.
Shine down!
Propagate!
Off we go! Adventure time! Light it!
Scatter! Tidal wave! Brace yourself! This is gonna hurt!
Off we go! Illusion shattered!
Propagate!
There is no escape!
Scatter!
Shine down! Let's light it up!
Propagate!
There is no escape! Ha! Let's light it up!
You called?
There's quality here.
Illusion shattered!
Scatter!
Ha! Teamwork is strength!
Spring forth!
Let's light it up! Now you shall perish! Huh? I'm going in!
Scatter!
That's what I call treasure!
You are not welcome here.
Boring! Shine down! Torn to oblivion!
A hunter.
There's quality here.
No escape!
New hunting. You are not welcome here.
Inazuma shines eternal! Illusion shattered!
Propagate!
Awfully good boring! Let's light it up!
Pulverize!
Adventure time! Ow! Huh? Huh? Everybody stand back!
Regret. I'll be back.
There's quality here.
Useless.
That's close enough.
Shine down!
Lucky today.
Let's light it up!
Propagate!
Adventure time! There is no escape!
Scatter!
Illusion shattered!
Terminate!
Teamwork is dreamwork! There is no escape! Now you shall perish!
There's quality here.
Illusion shattered!
Propagate!
light it up! Illusion shattered!
Boring! Propagate!
Let's light it up! Let's light it up! Inazuma shines eternal!
If it's useful, I'll take it.
That's close enough.
Shine down!
Useless.
Scatter!
There is no escape!
Come on, you coward! You won this one.
Propagate! Useless.
Torn to oblivion! Shine down! I'm going in!
Boring!
Illusion shattered!
If it's useful, I'll take it.
Huh. They got here before us.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him out.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of them?
Rahman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a 1-for-1 exchange. Sounds fair, don't you think? And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already a huge compromise on my part. Don't you think you've asked enough?
You stay right there!
Boy, what do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here?
You coward! Why are your hands shaking?
Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Paimon!
This day's going
The sand dune. I saw an energy field. It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the the dendro Archon.
Grandpa?
Hey.
Did there used to be a temple here?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, the symbols on the gate belonged to the Scarlet King. It could have been an underground palace.
Oh, a miracle. Praise the Scarlet King.
What's he doing?
They must have fallen down here with us. Most of them seem
Mind your head.
No, this is...
As it happened,
What are you doing?
don't you think it's curious? 2 major dates.
Paimon thought you were...
Indeed. New discoveries.
Rahman, what are you gonna do?
I'll just let them lay.
I'll bring my seasonings.
I'll scout ahead.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside. Yet, it flows with energy inside.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rahman.
Huh? Me?
Do you see another Rahman here?
Are you mocking me? What do you mean, sir?
Interpret it however you want, but there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from the Scarlet King civilization, the energy that flows in here is that of the Dendro Archon.
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic journey.
It does.
down!
No escape! Crush! Let's light it up! Nice and spicy! Beg for mercy! Shudder! Let's light it up! At the frying pan! Crush! More speed. Shine down. Shudder. Off we go. Illusion shattered. Adventure time. Off we go. Adventure time. More speed. More speed. More speed. There is no escape. Booba, get them! Let's light it up! Crush! Shudder! Crush! More speed. More speed. Shine down. Shudder. Eat this. Beg for mercy. Crush. More speed. More speed. More speed. More speed. Shut up!
Nice and spicy.
Beg for mercy. Yeah. Teamwork is strength! There is no escape! Now you shall perish!
Out of the frying pan,
More speed. Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the...
Oh, now that's a sight to see. The Scarlet King's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of the Scarlet King.
It's getting bright.
Wait, what's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
These are Scarlet King.
They left something behind. Yes.
What does it say?
Here lies his wisdom is a miracle among the people.
You can read, ain't you?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
He's not serious.
There's still something the scent of...
Is this it?
Analyzing.
Still remains. Excellent. There's a device from the Scarlet King's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone to see.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rule?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, I'd prefer you to see this for yourself. You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. The Scarlet King brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping the Scarlet King to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memory.
No. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
But this doesn't make any sense. The Dendro Archon's followers, they're clear.
Was that the former Dendro?
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt the Scarlet King's. You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard about any of this before. The surviving followers of the Scarlet King all gathered in Aru village. Our god, the Scarlet King's death. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor. Who stabbed us in the back in our moment.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his last words with my own eyes, ears, and heart, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to believe that after all these years, all this time seeking revenge, suddenly now my enemy is my savior?
Rahman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of yourself.
My Eremites and I, what are we even fighting for?
Hey,
I should probably go.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed, but please.
It's not gonna be.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal.
When would be a good time?
Tomorrow, and I'll.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy.
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for.
That must have been rough, but he seems to have figured things.
Rahman's no fool. Being the leader, it's too bad he was held back by his belief in the Scarlet King.
The outcome.
We should get going too. Sorry, no, we're leaving.
Stop yelling.
You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? All right then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words. Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail. Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously. You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? All right then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words. Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail. Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously. You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? All right then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words. Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously. Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail. You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? All right then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words. Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail. Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously. Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail. You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? All right then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words. Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail. You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? All right then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words. Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail. Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously. More speed.
Time to go to work.
You are not welcome here.
Illusion shot! You called?
There's still a long road ahead.
Useless! Useless!
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru village shortly.
I guess all I can say now is, thanks for agreeing to help.
Don't mention it. I think we can both agree you went to hell and back for it. But we share a common cause now. From here on out, we're allies.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them. Follow me.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the desert trying to find you!
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no!
Whoa. The moment they...
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all this by ourselves.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise, I'll have to resort to other methods.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently.
They, wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Don't play. They extract divine...
I don't...
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry!
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh? That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything.
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them and to the people of... It may seem as the withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
Continue.
And then, the doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, everyone's expression changed. He asked them, do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite humanoid puppet. After that, they harvested drink with the doctor's help, and the Akasha. Next, they did...
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries, but to no avail. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can... If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend.
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It's the ability to exercise control over knowledge and wisdom that matter. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that burns in their blood. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. For the sages, their only source of hope is the existence of a deity who embodies the acme of wisdom. This is but a form of phototaxis.
Then what does Is she not a true...
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord, they found that, not to mention, slowly but surely...
So...
All right, let's... Rahman, give me a few men to help us escort the village.
Sure.
Propagate!
Shine down! Now that's what I...
Why would anyone want...
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them. The 2 new scholars are being kept under close supervision, too.
Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about?
Or I can go fetch...
Oh! Paimon's so coming with you!
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk about it again.
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
It seems like there'll be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now
it's time to make...
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense. We cannot allow it to continue.
So, everyone...
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other resources we can draw.
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out